Welcome and thank you for standing by. At this time, today's call is being recorded. If you have any objections, you may disconnect, and you may begin when ready.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. This is Bertus Hüsken, Papa Echo 1 Kilo Echo Hotel in Eindhoven, the Netherlands, and I will be your amateur radio moderator for today. Through the help of amateur radio volunteers and the crew on the ISS, we hope to soon establish a ham radio contact with the International Space Station as it flies more than 400 kilometers above the Earth, just at this moment over the Indian Ocean. This all is accomplished with ARISS, amateur radio on the International Space Station. And the space station, as I said, is currently flying, well, nearly over the ocean. It's south of South Africa, whistling along at 27,000 kilometers an hour. This means circling the Earth in 1 hour and 30 minutes. This contact will be performed using the amateur radio telebridge network, a worldwide network of amateur radio ground stations that enables students to contact the International Space Station. ARISS is an international consortium of ham radio volunteers. They develop and operate the amateur radio station on the International Space Station. Important members of ARISS are the American Radio Relay League, ARRL, the Worldwide Radio Amateur Satellite Corporations, AMSAT, the Canadian Space Agency, CSA, the European Space Agency, ESA, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, JAXA, and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, as well as the Russian Federal Space Agency, Roscosmos. Our main sponsors are the Center of Advancement of Science in Space, CASIS, and NASA's Space Communication and Navigation Organization, SCAN. The amateur radio ground station that will establish the contact with the International Space Station is operated today by Martin Diggens in Australia. His radio call is Victor Kilo 6 Michael Juliet. Thank you for helping us out, Martin. Now we still have about, 13 minutes until contact time. As all of you know, our contact for today is with Chris Cassidy, Kilo Foxtrot 5, Kilo Delta Romeo, who will use the radio call NA1SS on board of the International Space Station. Chris Cassidy will be answering questions asked by students from 3 schools in Poland. There are 2 primary schools and 1 secondary school with a ham radio club, Sierra Papa 3, Papa Golf Zulu. The schools are in cooperation with the Club of Teen Explorers, KMO, Kolska Wyspa, which could mean the island of Kolo. The ARISS mentor for this contact and the organizer is Armand Budzianowski, Sierra Papa 3, Quebec Foxtrot Echo in Poland. Now I would like to invite the teachers Michael Kazimierz and Anna Jerwan to introduce the Club of Teen Explorers, the school, and the special guests. So please, Michael, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Bertus. The KMO Kolska Wyspa is the club of teenage explorers which was founded in June 2013. The club cooperates with Copernicus Science Center in Warsaw. It has promoted youth commission since 2013 and science, technology, engineering, art, and maths since 2015. Our teachers led the project View from the Sky with our 12 clubs in Poland. Our final achievement was organized the Fantastic and Travel exhibition in Warsaw in November 2014. Then the exhibition visited participating schools and universities, Adam Mickiewicz University and University of Technology in Poznań, and traveled over 1,500 kilometers in our country. We also organized 2 exhibitions from Warsaw, Planet Bus and Science Bus in our school. The club dealt with SRO projects from European Space Agency. Students took part in other projects like Remote Mars Yard and CANSAT and World Space Week. We took part at the competition of robots at University Nicolaus Copernicus in Torun and invited astronomer Professor Sanjay Limaye from Wisconsin University, who came to us twice in 2015 and 2017. At present, the 3 student groups of ARISS project are involved in IRFCAM missions. The club also cooperates with Polish Amateur Radio Union and local amateur radio club SP3PGZ and takes part at ARISS conferences in Ostrów Wielkopolski for a few years. The club wants to promote and develop Project IRFCAM mission in Poland and abroad, build a successful information network with the clubs and schools, develop mobile technology and computer programming, use the lessons about amateur radio, contact and learn new skills, and finally organize the workshops and academy for teachers and students. Your program, ARISS program, gives teachers and students a new kind of motivation and opportunity on a wide scale for the future. Thank you.
Okay, and thank you, Greg.
No.
Go ahead.
Mike is speaking. Instead of Anna Jerwan, just Agnieszka Komnata can say a few words about 3 schools.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, hello. I'm Agnieszka Komnata, and I'm honored to welcome 4 headmasters of our schools, Mr. Waldemar Koligot, Mr. Waldemar Pietrzak, Ms. Bogumiła Bartłomiejczak, Mr. Dariusz Racinowski. And our school, the first school, January Insurgents Primary School in Brdów, has a very interesting history dating back to 15th century. Nowadays, 160 students learn here. In the neighborhood, there is also a kindergarten with 50 children. The school is situated in a beautiful area by the lake, so it has its own rowing club. Students train on rowing machines. In 2019, 4 contestants won the gold during Polish Junior Championship. The students and teachers have participated in an IRFCAM mission 3 times. Kazimierz Wielki Secondary School is a school with 140 years of tradition. They educate 800 young people in different profiles such as polytechnic, legal, medical, economic, political, and psychological pedagogical. The school has released different innovations and offer programs such as the adaptation without stress, physics in medicine, Oxford debates, legal education, or the elements of psychology and pedagogy. They take part in many projects. The school is famous for the construction of robots like Leonardo, Vitek, Lumen, or Emol. The first school, primary school number 2 in Kolo, is a school with nearly 60 years of tradition. There are 400 students, which means 20 class departments and 40 preschoolers. Our school takes part in many different activities and clubs. For example, voluntary club, which take care of elderly people, animals, young children, or sick people in a hospice. Sports club Maratończyk, which has been existing for 24 years. The members of Maratończyk gained a lot of medals in Poland and participate in many tournaments in Europe. Students take part in projects such as Erasmus+, Wielkopolska 2020, Digital School, and IRFCAM mission. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mike, and thank you. Sorry, I forgot your name. Sorry, again?
Agnieszka.
Agnieszka. Okay,
Yes.
thank you very much. Well, we still have some time, but let's continue with the timetable. So now we go to Martin, Victor Kilo 6, Mike Juliet in Australia. Before the contact begins, Martin, please tell us about the VK6MJ ham radio station. Where are you and how will you handle the conversation? Martin, please go ahead.
Thank you, Bertus, and good afternoon to you all. And it's a good evening here in Western Australia.
Afternoon.
My name is Martin Diggens, and I've been an amateur radio operator since the 1980s. And I'm old enough to remember Neil Armstrong on the moon. And I've always had a strong interest in outer space, astronomy, and satellite technology. I'm a retired teacher after 43 years. My antenna is computer controlled, which tracks the ISS across the sky, which allows my radio transceiver to receive and transmit radio signals to and from the ISS. The audio from the ISS is sent down the phone line from here to you, and your audio comes back the same way, so that the astronaut can hear your spoken words. Just before I transmit to the ISS, I will open the receive audio on my radio, which sounds like this. And that will let you know that I'm about to call. At first, the audio coming back from the space station will be a bit noisy, but as the ISS gets higher in the sky, it will become very clear. And once again, don't forget to say the word over at the end of each question. When the astronaut says the word over as well, then it's time for the next question. So back to you, Bertus, and good luck, everybody.
Thank you, Martin. And please warn us when time is up before we have reached the last question, so that we can show our appreciation to Chris Cassidy. Now we still have, let me see, 55, we are 2 minutes early at this moment, so we still have some 2.5 minutes to go, 2.5, 3 minutes. So please, now to all, remember that what we are doing today is an experiment on the International Space Station. So we can never tell the results in advance, be it positive or negative. We cannot tell until the experiment is over. So now for all attendees who will be talking to Chris Cassidy today, as Martin said, do not forget to say over at the end of your question. And for everyone else, please be quiet so we can all hear the response from Chris Cassidy. Now, in about 2 minutes, 1.5, 2 minutes, the space station should be coming in range of Martin's ground station. So, Martin, let's wait for the station to come up. It's all yours, and very good luck.
Thank you, Bertus. Okay. We just have a few moments to go. I'll call the space station as soon as he is in range, and we'll take it from there. About 1.5 minutes to go.
Za pół minut.
Antenna is now in position. Just a few seconds. Here we go. NA1SS, NA1SS, NA1SS. This is Victor Kilo 6, Mike Juliet in Perth, calling for a scheduled ARISS contact. Do you copy? Over.
Victor Kilo 6, Mike Juliet, this is NA1SS. I'll read you loud and clear. Nice to talk to you. Over.
Excellent copy, Chris. I'll put you straight through to the school, please. First question, go ahead.
Okay. This is the first question.
Here is Anna. What do you do when you get ill or injured? Over.
Well, Anna, when we get ill or injured, we have quite a bit of medical capability on here on the space station, and each of us gets a lot of medical training. Occasionally, we have a medical doctor as part of the crew members. At this point, neither myself, Anatoly, or Ivan are medical doctors, so we rely on our basic knowledge, but we have a team of flight medical personnel on the ground that we can immediately call and get advice from. Over.
I'm Lena. How long did you train before flying into space? Over.
Lena, when we first become astronauts, there's about a 2-year period where we're astronaut candidates and we're learning all of the basic things. And then we get qualified to train in space, and that's another probably 2 to 3 years of a training process before we actually launch. So altogether, the fastest you can go from selection to space is probably about 5 or 6 years. Over.
I'm Victor. What kind of fun activities can you do in the state of microgravity? Over.
Well, Victor, we can do lots of things that are similar to on the ground. We can listen to music, talk to friends, play musical instruments if you're interested. But the fun things that we enjoy doing are things, I think like your question's saying, is that you can't do on Earth. And that's to see as many flips as you can do without hitting the wall, see how fast you can go from one end of the space station to the other, try to go as straight as you can for as long as you can without bumping into anything, are some of astronaut favorite activities. Over.
I'm Bartosz. What kind of food do you eat and is it tasty? Over.
Well, actually, we live off of Greenwich Mean Time, which is around London time, and that means it's lunch for me right now. So as soon as we hang up, I'm going to eat spaghetti with meat sauce, some rehydrated strawberries, some tea for a drink, and a chocolate bar for dessert. So we have lots of selection of food, and I find it to be all very tasty. Over.
My name is Marika. As fizzy drinks are forbidden in space because of CO2, so what time and how are you going to celebrate special occasions on the ISS? Over.
Well, when we have special occasions like birthdays or holidays for any country's astronauts and cosmonauts that are here, what we do is just get together and we use we just have a meal and use the meal as the celebration, and we still do toasts for each other and that sort of thing, but it's just with our normal food. Over.
Here is Arkadiusz. Do you use any watches and clocks on the station? Over.
We actually rely very closely on time. Timing on a spacecraft is actually very essential. So we use our watches all day. We set it to Greenwich Mean Time, and when we're operating off of a calendar each day, and sometimes the activities are flexible, but very often they require activities to be conducted at a very precise time. And for this, we need to all be synchronized, and we do this on Greenwich Mean Time. Over.
My name is Victoria. What do you dream about most of all when you are in space? Over.
Well, it's interesting. Anatoly and I were joking the other day that when astronauts and cosmonauts are on the ground, they dream of space. And when astronauts and cosmonauts are in space, they dream of Earth. And we certainly dream of being with our families, but also normal things. One of my crewmates is building a house, so he thinks about this. I am thinking about just traveling around with my wife and going on vacation, and then in the U.S. initially, and then ultimately to visit some friends and new places around the world. Over.
Here's Kamil. What kind of spacesuits do you use in outer space? Over.
We have several different kinds of spacesuits, actually. The first is what we wear, which is called a pressure suit on a launch inside our launch vehicle. In riding up in a Soyuz, we call that a Sokol suit. And that is not meant to go outside and do a spacewalk, but it allows you to stay alive, keep you healthy in the event of a depressurization of the capsule. The second kind of spacesuit is what you most often see in the movies, and that's what we wear to go outside and do a spacewalk. On the U.S. spacesuit is called an EMU, and the Russian spacesuit is called an Orlan, and those are what we use to go outside and do repairs. Over.
Here's Victor. What do astronauts feel when a spaceship docks to the ISS? Over.
Oh, that's a great question. When the spaceship docks to the ISS, sometimes you can feel a little bit of the metal docking mechanisms coming in contact, but very often it's difficult to perceive that motion. It's not a jarring effect at all. It's very controlled, and there's a small bump, but my 3 dockings, the sensors on the computer screen gave me the indication that we were docked before or I could feel anything. Over.
Here is Julia. Even though you didn't fly on Dragon, do you think it would be more comfortable than the space shuttle? Over.
Well, the Crew Dragon was an amazing spacecraft to see, but the space shuttle had lots of room, and much more room than the Crew Dragon or the Soyuz. That's what I liked about the space shuttle. There was plenty of room for your legs while you were sitting, and lots of room for 7 people and room to fly around. The smaller capsules, regardless of which country provides it or which company, are just really designed to get people safely to and from the space station, but we're carrying minimal cargo, so that means they're smaller and not as great for spending multiple days in. Over.
I'm Lena. What is the effect of space flight on your body? Over.
The effect of spaceflight on our body really has to do with our bone health.
Hello?
You've cut my audio off?
Yes, it's cut off. We hear nothing.
Chris, could you repeat that last question, please?
Last question. Let's go. Okay, moment.
No.
Okay, the last question.
I'm Lena. What is the effect of space flight on your body? Over.
Do you hear?
No. Lost audio.
Just experiment.
Yeah, Chris, audio has dropped off significantly. I'm not quite sure why. Can you come back, please, Chris? Over to you. NA1SS, VK6MJ. Can you go ahead again, please?
There you are. I hear you, VK6MJ. I've got you loud and clear. Go ahead. Continue with the questions if we still have time. Over.
Roger, Roger. Next question, please.
Okay.
I'm Lena. What is the effect of space flight on your body? Over.
Hello, Lena. Our bodies are susceptible to bone. We care very much about our bone health, and if we did no exercise at all, our bones would become very frail and brittle. So we exercise every single day to keep our bones strong and healthy, and that's one effect of zero gravity. Radiation, we're in a high radiation environment, and so we wear radiation monitors to monitor this effect as well. Over.
Here is Anna. Do you keep in touch with your family or friends on Earth when you are in space? Over.
We do keep in touch with our friends and family when we're here. We have email, we have the ability to make telephone calls, and once a week we have a video conference with our families, so we feel very in touch with them. Over.
Here's Victor. What is the range of temperature inside and outside of the ISS? Over.
Victor, inside the space station we keep a very comfortable 20, 22, 23 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, we seem to be losing the space station, so could everybody give a round of applause, please? Go ahead.
Sorry?
Can you repeat, please, Martin?
Yes, please.
We've just about lost the space station. Can you thank Chris for speaking to us, please? Go ahead.
All right. Thank you very much. Okej. Skończyliśmy. Więcej pytań nie możemy zadać. Przyszła. Łączność. Musicie usiąść. Dodaliśmy 12 pytań na 13.
Okay, I think I step in now. Thank you, Mike, and especially thank you, Martin, for this good contact. Ladies and gentlemen, together we have shared a moment of history. Amateur radio station Victor Kilo 6, Mike Juliet, operated by Martin Diggens, contacted Chris Cassidy on board of the International Space Station. And Chris answered questions from students at the different schools in Poland. Congratulations to all of you, and especially to Mike Kazimierz, sorry for the pronunciation, and all people involved in initiating this school contact. Now for the international volunteer team of ARISS, including the worldwide AMSAT teams, the American Radio Relay League, our sponsors, CASIS and SCAN, and our space agency partners CSA, ESA, JAXA, NSA, NASA, and Roscosmos. This is Bertus Hüsken, amateur radio operator Papa Echo 1 Kilo Echo Hotel, sending my greetings to all of you in radio amateur terms 73, which means best wishes to all of you. And for the conference operator, Shirley, please stop recording.